marriage is a fucking diabolical leverage game in the United States. I'm just being honest. Devoid of religious significance or the idea of love, marriage is nothing but an awful contract that you shouldn't sign. Because you start out loving each other, and then like 2 years later, you're just building a case against one another for a hypothetical court date that may or may not ever happen.
Many men have found out the hard way that the woman they love, the woman they put in a position of wife in their life, they're not loyal to you in that way, dog.
Tell us the truth!
And to be honest with you, that's why I'm in the relationship space. Because for me personally, I don't respect a man until he's married. Like a man does not earn my respect until he's married and faithful. Damn. Like he could bench press 500. He can make $1 million a week. He can have a jet. He can have houses around the world. A man does not have my respect. He will have my kindness. He will have, you know, my love as a brother, as a man, but he won't have my respect and admiration until he can be married and faithful.
So is that the highest level of a man?
It's the highest level of a man.
And faithful in particular.
Faithful, because anybody could be married. That's a piece of paper. See, real marriage is a covenant, because when we had marriage with God, we didn't have a courthouse. We didn't have a piece of paper. We have a covenant. So the piece of paper does not mean anything. And I remember my dad telling me that. He was like, listen, if you think that piece of paper gonna change something, it's not. And we have to have a covenant. And this is what you'll notice when you look around. And this is why I was telling y'all, with a lot of podcasts that won't bring me on, they won't bring me on because they know from my message what I stand on. And they don't want their wives or their girlfriends to see that this is a level of living that's capable, and I'm settling when Cherie Gaskins has this mindset, and you around here talking to me like crap, and you around here talking about I got to give you a hall pass, and every man cheats and all of this. So they don't want to expose their woman who's in the darkness to men who speak in the light, who's showing the light. And so because of that, you'll notice most black men and men in general choose business and motivation over relationships, because it's easier to talk about making money than it is to talk about being faithful to one woman and loving one woman purely. Because what I have come to realize, the hardest thing for a man to do, and guys always capping in the comments when I say this, but they're not really living it, because I'm living it. The hardest thing for a man to do is be faithful to one woman. And what I mean by being faithful is not just about not having sex, but I also mean by cultivating her heart and mind, by speaking life into her, by understanding that his greatest strength is his gentleness, by not talking down to her, by not dictating and controlling and trying to silence her and make her what men are looking for today are robots.
A few moments later.
Every man is capable of cheating. But when a man taps into his purpose, now you're responsible for something. When we're raised, the more women you have, the more of a man you are.
Lord have mercy.
So I was a cheater my entire life until I met my wife.
Wow.
And for the first 2 years of marriage, I still was open to cheating. If I meet the right person that I could cheat with, I'll cheat. Wow. But I never really meet faithful men until they tap into purpose.
And I think for us as women, we have to be mindful of a man that's successful and a man that taps into his purpose.
Right.
Because those are two separate things.
Totally.
Because you can be successful and not be purposeful and be a cheater.
Any man who is lying or cheating can literally be 1,000 times worth what he is if he became faithful.
Lord have mercy.
I don't know if y'all are taking notes.
This is deep.
So at first you didn't like Trick Daddy at
I didn't
first.
like
No,
the
she
gold
did not.
teeth.
She
You
didn't
didn't like
like.
the teeth?
No, she didn't like the teeth.
Well, they're out now, so don't
She didn't like the teeth. She didn't like that he smoked. She didn't like nothing.
I ain't gonna lie. I like a little thug or whatever, but he was a big, like a thug.
It was too.
I gave her everything when we was married, but I ain't never felt appreciated not one goddamn time.
Today is my husband's funeral, which unfortunately I cannot make because obviously I am busy here in Tunisia. I would have loved to have gone. We were together for 17 years. Unfortunately for me, he did decide to die on the week I had planned to come on holiday. So I did make the decision not to go because, you know, I need a holiday at the end of the day, and my holiday is way more important than sitting in a church watching people cry. I would love to give him a good send-off, so I'm going to get absolutely drunk tonight with this new guy that I met. I'm going to raise a glass for you, Jeremy, because you were an amazing husband, very rich. I can't wait to do the will reading when I'm home. I have made sure I'm going to be home in time to do the will reading because I would not miss that for the world, because obviously I am due to get a lot of money. And that's a very, very important thing to me. So I hope you have a good funeral stay, Jeremy. Love you. All good things have to come to an end.
What's the most humbling experience you've ever had?
Without a question, that would be waking up in the hospital after being married 28 years and your wife's gone. She run off with another man. I was in there for back surgery, but I didn't know she was already seeing someone else. And it was a shock. It was something I wasn't aware of. I even had an imagination that would happen after being married 28 years. That wasn't the bad part. It's just being blindsided and not realizing the groundwork that was being taken place. She was getting the post office bonds and selling my house. I went from having a house on the golf course, a house at the beach at Gulf Shores, to no house at all. And basically the Alabama lawyer put me on the street without just anything that I worked all my life for. And now I'm 68. You know, I wish I'd made better plans. It reminds me of somebody told me one time, save money so money can save you. I didn't make any preparations at all for that. If anybody's watching this, they can learn from my mistake. I hope they do.
Somebody sent me a video on IG, man. It's a quick one. Shout out to my homie Judge Roy. Send me a quick video, man. And in this video, this guy is gonna prank his wife. She's fixing his plate. He's gonna call her the B word. And when he calls her that, her response lets you know that all of that servitude stuff she's doing is just an act she's putting on, because she comes out of a bag that is so alarming to me, because even if I did this on one of my bras, this would not be her response. Nothing close to this would be her response. Her response would be feminine. Her response would be emotional. Her response would be confused. Her response would be a need to be informed, and her response would be trying to figure out what she did wrong. Not this. This should never be allowed by any man.
My ex-wife for 20 years. We were married for 16. And we got 3 kids out of it. So, like, you know, y'all don't know, but going through a divorce, that shit is like... This shit
They
is,
bring out the worst in
like,
people.
what the fuck? You like that? I laid next to you for 20 years. You saying this type shit?
Like
and
what?
we've been divorced. I mean, we got 3 kids together and they grown, so I don't, but like even now, like me and her have no communication. We don't, and we're 3
Imagine
kids.
that 20 years together and now we don't even talk.
We've been divorced for 9 years. So
That's what I'm like.
So yeah, so it's, yeah, that's the worst.
Sure,
It's very tragic, the fact that we can't even be cool now.
That's right.
Like after being divorced 9 years and our kids are grown. She was a stay-at-home mom. Money was great. We lived very great.
If you got a stay-at-home mom as a wife, she better be making a cookbook. All the things she do around here, she better be making some how to clean up a house content. She better be making the kids are on the way home content, the best way to do homework content. She better be doing some they're going to bring some paper into the house, bruh. But let me tell you something. The majority of these women, they not looking for these Americanized women. They not looking to be a part. They're not looking to contribute to a productive household. They're just looking to be a part of a productive household. They're looking to be a dependent. They're looking to be a child of yours.
The house, the cars, kids in private school. But then I hit a rough patch financially. And when I tell you the way she talked to me and handled me in front of my kids and emasculated me because financially it wasn't the same, that was when I was like, okay, this
against me.
You know. And then, you know, it just started really going. Then I had, I had other stuff going on. I was, I had to sit down and go do a few months in the feds and all that shit. But before that, when the finances, and it hit me, I was like, when the old folks used to say, no finance, no romance, I see what the they meant.
Let me tell y'all something, brothers, and it's real talk. If you lead with your wallet, your relationship will never be solid. It will never be solid. Because I want you to understand, women don't value money. They value the things they can buy with money. A woman doesn't value the $1,000 she spent on a lubricant. She values the shoes more than $1,000. That's why she's so willing to go blow $1,000 on a pair of shoes. And that's when dudes start becoming more feminine. When dudes got to the point where they start spending on clothes like women do, because here's the problem. That pair of shoes that cost $1,000 for a woman, the same level shoe for a man, is going to cost him $2,500. You know what I mean? So what we're talking about, bro, when men started investing themselves into fashion instead of style, that's two different things. Fashion changes with the weather. Every season there's a different fashion. Every year there's a new fashion. There's a new cut. There's a new look. That's what fashion is. Style is understanding who you are. And what works with your frame, your game, and your name. You understand me? That's what style is. All marriages end that way. Look at what Tyrese is going through after about 4 years. You look at what Shaq went through with Shani. He cool now. I'm like this dude right here. When a woman disrespects you, you see how Shaq can be cool with Shani? Because she never disrespected him. You know what I'm saying? She already knew, man, Shaq a big old boy. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a woman. You gotta be a woman that ready to thump. If your husband that much taller than you, so it's like me with a woman that's 5'2". I got a woman that's 5'2", bro. I'm towering over her. She better understand it. So she just the physical factor. But this woman right here, this guy didn't say it was anything about anything else but how she emasculated him and talked to him in front of his kids. But here's the problem. She was emasculating you from the beginning. When a woman demands your money for her time, bro, she's emasculating you. She's telling you to pay to play. And if you pay to play, it's just not a masculine position to be from, because it's worshiping the woman. You know what I'm saying? If you pay to play, you worship that woman. That's just the way it is, man. And if you're cool with worshiping women, dog, I ain't knocking you for it. If that's what you want to do it, but just know what it is. So if you leave with your wallet, man, her respect for you, ain't gonna be no respect for you. Ain't gonna be no appreciation for you. I heard a woman tell a dude she was with, man, said, he was doing something, man. She told that boy, man, she said, listen, I don't do fat and I don't do broke. Then his wife told him this. What you gonna do? Now that's cool. That's cool if that's what a woman was, if that's what a woman liked about you in the beginning. But for a woman to have the audacity to say that to you, man, you should have been. That's when you plot your exit strategy, man. Because a lot of time, man, these guys don't understand, man, that if a woman doesn't want you, she's not going to start wanting you. You know what? You never hear anybody in the dating game say you're gonna build up a woman's love, you're gonna build up her appreciation. They say you're gonna build up her attraction. You're gonna increase her attraction. Because you're gonna increase her interest. That way, it's not even attraction. You increase her interest. Interest and attraction are two different things. Now, if a woman is attracted to you, you don't need interest. She wants you. The most primal, when I tell you physicality is not the most important connection between male and female, but it's the most powerful. It's the most powerful. People who hate each other, people who fuss and fight all the time, stay together because their physical intimacy is amazing. So if the most basic primal urges arise in a woman when she's with you, everything else goes out the window. That's how you see a woman with paper dealing with a dude who ain't got no paper and don't want to make no paper. That's how you see a woman who got a good dude at home paying all the bills, go and sleep with and then go cheat with a man who ain't got nothing going on. He fresh out the pen. So these are the things that men have to understand, man. So that's really the most important thing. A woman who disrespects you because you don't have money, then that woman, she already feels like you're a fool. And so she gonna talk to you like a fool. She ain't talk to him like a peon. She talk to him like a fool. She talk to a man whose intellect she don't respect. Because when a woman is using you for money, she knows you are. And she feel like you should know too. And when you don't know, all the respect gotta go. It's out the door. I'm telling you, man.